my fabulous people. Guys, happy Friday. Happy Friday. Uh, how you all doing today? Are you having a good Friday? Are you having a great Friday? Are you glad it's Friday? I'm glad it's Friday. I am so glad it's Friday. Um, I'm glad it's a 3-day weekend. And I know for some of you all, you're probably happy about that because you don't have to work on Monday. My baby don't have school on Monday, so it gives me a chance not to get up bright and early in the morning. But we already know kids have like their own built-in like alarm clocks. They go off at times that ours don't. Hers is gonna go off at an early time, and I'm still gonna want to be asleep, but they call the shots. Our kids call the shots. Our life is truly not our own. And that is true. When we become parents, it just doesn't belong to us anymore. Well, mine is not my own in more ways than one. But anyway, I pray that you all are having an awesome Friday. And I just want to come on here real quick. And I always say real quick. And you know that when I say real quick, it ends up being 45 minutes. Guys, I don't know. I just be having so much to talk about. And I didn't even know I had so much to talk about until I started talking. I'm like, I'm going to end it at 20 minutes. I'm going to stop here. But sometimes you just got to keep going because when it's something's inside of you, you want to get it out. You have something you need to say. You just got to say it, right? So, anyway, guys, welcome to 40s Plus Mom Movement. And it is me. I'm fabulous. Y'all are fabulous. We are all fabulous. And this is a fabulous Friday. But I wanted to come on here because I had did a topic that I talked about. It's okay to ask for help, and I'm looking up to the side because I told you I got my little notebook, and I just be excited. So I have my little notes, but I think I mentioned on the first one that there may be a part two, but this is going to be a part two, but it's not going to be going into the whole spiel like I did in the beginning. It's just going to kind of be just me sharing with you some of the things that I do or my ways that I get help or just the things that I do that helps me. So that's why it was important to me because it's like when I finished talking, it was like I still had so much more that I wanted to say. And I just had to finish it. So I told myself on Friday that I was going to make sure that I talked about that. And just kind of just gave us or kind of gave you all just an idea of things that I do that helps me. Because one of the toughest things for us is to always ask for help because, we think that we don't need it. And, why is it important for us to ask for help? It's important because if we don't ask for help, then I've learned that we suffer in silence. And nobody knows what you need help in, what you're struggling with, if you don't ask. And so that's why I wanted to come on here and just kind of share with you all the things that I do that help me in those moments that I feel like I'm about to explode. Or I feel like I'm so frustrated, or that I need answers, or I just need to vent, or I just, somebody needs to know what's going on with me. And as a parent, we feel like I said, I think I just talked about we are our kids' superheroes. We pretty much our kids, we do everything that we can do. We make sure everything's in order, everything's in place, and we get so frustrated and it's like it's so much that we have on our shoulders. You know how they say the world is on your shoulders? And it seems like that the world is on our shoulders. And instead of us trying to do things to get the world off of our shoulders, we just pile more things on top of us. And that's how we explode. We, like I said, Mount St. Louise. When I erupt, I erupt. Like I've had enough. But it's always things that I do to try to not get me to that point. So it's not necessarily an order, but I did write down 5 things because I really had to sit down and think about things that I do that have helped me in the past, now in the present, and it's kind of things that I have incorporated in my life because I see that I cannot do it on my own. I believe that I told you all last time we are not an island. We were not made to handle as much as we handle by ourselves. It's a reason why you have to pull on other people. It's because they are our strength. They are our help in a time of need. And so I just wanted to talk about some things that I do as a parent that helps me and ways that I reach out for help. because sometimes we don't want to ask. I'm not going to say that we are it's our ego, or that because we are too prideful to ask. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes we are so used to handling things and dealing with everything as it comes our way, we forget to ask for help. Or we say, I'm going to figure it out. Because that's my whole thing. I'll always say, I'll figure it out. I got this. But while I'm thinking, I don't have it. But I'm going to make myself believe I have it. So I just wanted to talk to you all about the things that I do that help me. And of course, I might look down because I have my little notes because, I don't want to miss nothing. I don't want to miss anything that I wrote down that can be beneficial and helpful, to you, like it's helping me. Okay? All right. So this is the ways that I myself get help for when I need it. Okay. So one of the things that I do that's really important to me, I told you all I'm born again. I love the Lord. So one of the biggest things that I do is that I pray. Prayer to me is very, very essential in my life. It's essential in my life because I need to talk to someone who knows me better than me. I need to talk to someone who knows everything about me, who knows the things that I need even before I open my mouth. That's why when I open my mouth and I talk to my Heavenly Father, when I'm like, Lord, Father, in the name of Jesus, like, Lord, and it's not even like I go and I talk, just like I'm having a conversation with you. And a lot of times, I can't say that during the day is a good time for me. Sometimes it depends. Sometimes if I'm in my car and I have something that I'm really thinking about in my heart, because sometimes even when I'm in my car and I feel like I'm so overwhelmed and or I feel like I have so much that I'm dealing with or so much I'm thinking about, and I'll just sometimes be in my car because I think that people think that when you pray, you got to get on your knees and you got to close your eyes and be on there for hours. Sometimes we don't have those moments. We don't have that time. If you're a parent and you're always on the go trying to get things situated in your household, maybe before your kids come home, or if you're working, you don't always have those moments to just sit down and give yourself a whole hour. It's just me sometimes in my car. And if I am driving and I just start sometimes thinking, and I'm just like, Lord, I just really need help. I just have this going on in my life, and I just need to let you know. And the beautiful thing about it is that it doesn't mean that the Lord doesn't know. Sometimes it takes us, because I think that when we are saying it, we are admitting it. Because the hardest thing for us to do is to admit that we need help. And I think that the one thing that I'm learning is in my relationship with my Heavenly Father is that He is not just going to force Himself into my life. He's not going to force Himself and invade areas of my life and be like, no, this is what can happen. This is like the scripture He might give me. This is the person He might send my way. Sometimes we have to open up our mouths. We have to be willing to see that we need help. And so a lot of times when we're praying, we are asking for somebody to intervene in our lives, because if he doesn't intervene in my life, I'm telling you all, I am going to be in trouble, because there's times when I have just had tears in my eyes. And you know how sometimes when you are so, I'm not going to say frustrated, but life within itself has so many things that we have to deal with, even outside of being a parent. Just when life is on your shoulders, and then that's just another part of life that is stacking on top of the world is here. Everything is sits on our shoulders. We got to take care of everything. And then being a parent, that's something else that's on our shoulders, because we have more responsibilities. And so as they pile on and pile on and pile on, we have to be willing to see that we need help. And so a lot of times, and y'all are probably saying, well, how can he help? How does it help you? It's times when my mind has been racing about decisions I've had to make, things that's been going on in my life. And when I tell you there's a peace that passes all understanding, like when I know that it's going to be okay. Like it's like this weight that is lifted off of me, where I know and I feel like I am overthinking it. I need to stop worrying about this is going on in my daughter's school. This is going on here. My daughter's behavior is doing this. I don't know how this is going to get done. Like all of these things are all mixed together. Just being a parent, because we have a responsibility. And it's not just about us. It encompasses everything that we deal with. And so just by me having that conversation and being able to talk it out, sometimes it's that peace that I needed. And it's like I'm worrying about tomorrow when tomorrow's not here. We're taking thought for our lives about what we got to do tomorrow, next week. Okay, this is coming up. We are still in the moment. We're still in today. And a lot of times when I'm praying and I'm talking to the Lord, whether I'm in my car, sometimes when I'm at home and I'm laying in my bed, and sometimes I don't have words to say. Sometimes it's just tears, and I'm just saying, Lord, just help me. Sometimes it's not just a bunch of words that I'm talking about. Sometimes it's just the tears, just that release. It's just me being able to just to say, God, I am sinking. Help me. Help me. I don't want to keep sinking. I need a more excellent way. I need a better way. Lord, show me, guide me. Open those doors that I need. And I promise you, He has never failed me. He has never failed me. And don't think that it's going to be like, ooh, the sky's going to crack open and he's going to be like, I am the Lord your God and I heard your cry. No, don't get spooky. Don't get scared and run away and be like, oh my God, what is that? No, but I'm going to tell you something. God is who He is. There can be people, He will work through people. It can be, you can get a phone call. It can be a person out the blue. It can be it can be a complete stranger that walks up to you and it's just you engage in a conversation and it's like everything that you've been talking about just out of the blue this person has entered into your path and you're like, oh my God, they really, this has helped me. And it's interesting because I was talking to my sister one day, and I say that because I was talking to my sister because I do, like I said, at nighttime, I have a lot of conversations with my Heavenly Father. I talk because it's quiet. My daughter sleeps, she's in bed, she's in her room, and I'm just talking, and I'm able to talk about me and how I'm feeling or what I'm dealing with or what things are going on in my life. And so when I'm able to do that and the house is quiet, it's like I can just say what I need to say. And that alone is a time for me. And when I was talking to her one day, we were just engaging into a conversation, and our conversation just went off of the topic that we were talking about, and it just went in a whole different direction. But I promise you all, everything that I talked about, she asked me a question after we finished talking. She said, sis, she said, she said, what you been praying to the Lord about lately? And I was just telling her, I said exactly what we talked about. She said, I knew that. I'm trying to tell you, if you don't believe, you need to, because He is involved with every inch of our lives. Even when you don't think He's involved, He is. He exists. He exists. And I know He exists because He has shown up mightily in my life. Even when I didn't even believe that things could happen the way they've happened for me, and they have. And He's always been faithful to me. And so I just want you all to know that this is a way that I reach out for help. I call on my Father, I call on the name of Jesus. This is what I do. This has helped me stay sane. Even when I got calamity and chaos. This peace that He gives me, it keeps me sane where I'm like, you know what? I'm not worrying about this anymore. All things are going to work together for the good. Whatever's meant for me, however it's going to play out, guess what? It's going to work. And I stay and I rest in that, and then I move forward. So think about that. If you are in your car, if you're home, if you're on your job on your lunch break, if you're just taking a walk, if you're in the gym, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, if you just need to say, Lord, I just need to talk. You don't got to get into all deep and start quoting, the Lord is my shepherd. You don't got to do all that. Just open your mouth and talk. I promise you, He will lend an ear to hear. You got to remember, you are the apple of His eye. He breathes His breath of life in you every single day. And that's your surety to know just how connected He is with you. And that His love for you, it is undeniable, it is unwavering, and it is forever faithful. Forever faithful. And it's never, ever, ever, He will never look at you in the way that everybody else looks at you. So that's one way that I wanted to say that it helps me. When I need help, these are my ways that I'm sharing with you. So that's the first one. My second one I put down is I have a mother's group. And I'm so grateful about this group and I'm so upset because I missed the one last Saturday. I don't know what I was doing. I think I was just so busy. But I have in the ministry that in the ministry we have a mother's group, and so it's just is something that, and it, like I said, this is something that I have allowed in my life because we have to allow help. It's not just something you say you want and then it's done. You and I have to not only say we need it or know we need it, but we have to allow it. We have to want it. We have to accept it. And so we have this mothers group that I love. We actually do it 2 Saturdays out of the month, and it's like we're not, it's no formal, it's no lessons, it's no teachings. It's just that we just come together, like on a Zoom, and we just kind of talk. And I love how we start off because we're talking about our spirit, soul, and body. Pretty much, how are we doing? How are we doing? And we each just get to talk, and I love it because the one thing that I learned, because I think one time I wasn't going to get on the group. I think I had so much going on, just dealing with things that I'm dealing with just my daughter and just being a mom. And I remember that one day that I was like, I'm not going to get on. And I think I got on maybe like 15 or 20 minutes after it had started. But when I tell you all, I needed to be in that mother's group because everything that I talked about, because you have to be honest, you have to be open, you have to be vulnerable. And I'm not a person that is always not honest, but I'm not an open book. I'm learning to be, just even me doing these videos with this channel, me talking about me. This is helping me because I know that it's something that I'm going to say that may be helping you. And I just want you to see that it is possible, to get help. It is possible because there are experiences that we are going to have. And I told you the one thing we all have in common are our children. We are parents. And so if there is something that I'm saying to you that can help you, that is beneficial to you, let it help you. I'm not saying I'm a professional and I know it all, but I do know that when there is something that's being said and it's something that I can try or incorporate in my life, I'm going to try it because I need to be stressless, stress free, and to be able to have this type of peace that I'm like, you know what, I got this. Because I told you, we are in this together. We're not going to stop being parents until we leave this earth. You understand what I'm saying? But anyway, but in the group, when I had a chance to just talk, I never knew just how much in common that we had as just as parents. And because it's a mother's group, of course, it's a bunch of women. Not a bunch of women like that, but it's women. And so we're just talking and just about our kids and about different experiences, and we're laughing, and you just see how we are in this group building each other up. We are allowing each other to release. We are sowing into each other's lives. It's like it's so much greatness coming out of this. And this is something that I'm telling you, it was just something out of the blue that I don't even remember how I stumbled upon it, or how I even got connected. But I just believe God puts things in place that I didn't even know He put in place for me. And this is something for me because see, in my time of prayer, I'm trying to vent, but there are other women because it's the scripture that says iron sharpens iron. There are other women, while yet all of our kids are different ages in this group, we still have been through things as mothers, and they're like, it's going to be okay. And I'm talking to them, asking them questions, and we're just kind of bouncing things off back and forth with each other. And it is so edifying. It builds you up. It just makes you feel like, wow, I really appreciate these women because you don't know that somebody else is sitting in there that's dealing with what you're dealing with. And when y'all start talking, it's like, whoa, we needed to have this conversation. But you don't know that because you, instead of trying to find something like that, because I mean, it's hard to trust every group. I'm not telling you just go get a part of a parenting group because parents all have their own way that they do things. But the one thing that I respect about us is that we respect each other. We respect each other's parenting styles. We respect who we are as women. We love the Lord. It's just that we love our kids. And guess what? And it's funny. The funniest thing is when you might hear like, "Man, my kid is doing X, Y, Z." You like, "Man, I thought I was the only parent whose kid wants to jump out the window with a parachute." I mean, not literally. She ain't did that. She better not. Um, she better not. But I'm just saying, when you start hearing about other kids, you like, man, all these kids, I promise you, they come when they're born, they already got plans for their parents. I'm trying to tell you, they already know. Yeah, yeah, mommy kissing and loving me while I'm this goo goo gaga. Yeah, wait till I start walking and talking and doing everything else. And it's just funny because when I'm in this group and we are talking and the other women are just talking and we are just venting and we're laughing, and it's like, it's the most exhilarating. Like, it is the most beautiful feeling to me, and it's something that in my heart I need and that I long for. And so I just appreciate everybody being vulnerable and open and candid and not being afraid to say, look, this is what I'm dealing with. That's what I love. That's why, that's another way that helps me. This is how I reach out for help. I reach out through this mothers group because I need that. It is an important part of me and a part of my life. Okay. So my third thing is, I'm just looking at my notes. This is one of my favorite things. This is how I get help. I exercise. Let me tell y'all something. A lot of times, and I always tell people, because I will tell you all, I have lost a good amount of weight. I don't know if you've ever seen some of my older videos, and it's not because of it's not because of stress. No, it's not because of none of that. It's because I have made a commitment with me that I am going to get to the place where I can release everything, all of my frustrations, all of my anxieties, all of this build up in me. I take it out when I exercise, when I'm sweating, when I'm in the gym, whether I'm outside, whatever I'm doing, when I'm engaged in this physical activity. This is a help to me. This is how I get help. Because sometimes you ever get so upset with everything. You can come home and there's dishes piled in the sink, the house is a wreck, the kids' rooms are crazy. If you're married, the husband is the kids are turned the house and he's back there doing something and not paying no attention, or it's just like chaos, and you're like, you know what, let me just turn around and go outside. You just go for a walk. Do you know how much you're releasing just through your physical activity? Your body knows when you're stressed. Your body knows when you need to just release. Even if you're about to blow, you might have had a tough day at work and you're not looking forward to going home because your day is not over. You can't unwind, you can't relax, because you know when you walk through the door, it's going to be like a war zone in your house, especially if you got little kids and they just, mommy, mommy, hi, we love you. And you're like, ay, 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 can I just put my stuff down for a minute? Dad, guess what? Dad, and they just all over you, excited, jumping on you like, woo, I done had a long day. Can I just go take my shoes off? You know what I'm saying? Because that's just the energy they bring. And you like, I just want to unwind and I can't because it's here. Let me tell you something. Exercise before you go home. I promise you, you won't be tired. If you get an opportunity, if you can just, it don't got to be an hour. If you could just do a quick little walk around the lake. Where I live at, I have a lake outside, but it's cold right now. Sometimes I will go for a walk around the lake, but I have a gym membership. I go to Planet Fitness, $10. I love it. I love it. As soon as I drop my daughter off, not drop her off, as soon as she gets on that bus in the morning, pew, I'm beelining to the gym. Because let me tell you something, in this household, when my daughter wakes up in the morning, it is not always good morning, mom. I love you, mom. Oh, mommy, I'm so happy to see you. It's like, no, I want to get toys. I want to go in my room. I'm still sleepy. I don't want to brush my teeth. And I'm just looking like, let me go get, do I have to get the hand of doom? Let me just reset, because already now I'm about to fuss. I did not wake up at 7:30 to fuss. I just want to get you together and get you out the door. So even in that little bit of time, I'm already like, please let me get to this gym. I just gotta put on my earphones, get my earphones, my AirPods, get on the elliptical, get on that spin bike. Look, something that's gonna cause my heartbeat to go to like 157. I can just sweat it out, be in there feeling good, and then I listen to praise music. So I'm in there with my AirPods and I got Ty Tribbett in my ear. I got William McDowell. I mean, it's just constantly, I'm hearing all these songs that's uplifting, putting my focus. This is what I'm saying. I have a dual. It's like a dual blessing, because I'm in the gym, I'm sweating, I'm getting all this frustration out, thinking about our morning. I'm like, God, just get it out of me. And I'm able to be focused for the rest of my day. And I'm not even tired when I get home. My sister called me Jane Fonda. She's like, you don't never be tired. You're always on the go. And then at nighttime, though, I do feel it. And then I crash. But if you have an opportunity where you can just, before you walk in your door, even if you just had a long day at work and if you can just walk before you walk in your door, if you can sneak a walk, maybe around your building or just sit down for a minute, however you find a way to release it because it is an amazing experience. You can just release it and then you will be fine. You don't got to worry about none of that. So, exercise is the third way. The fourth way I put is co parenting, is another way I get help, or me time. And for me, I put both because co parenting to me is my me time because we have got to get help by spending time with ourselves. When you spend time with yourself and you don't have to think about nobody but you, do you know how much that is a refreshing moment? You get to recharge, you get to refresh, and not only that, you get to be around. Sometimes your me time can include you might be around other grown-ups. I'm trying to tell you, being in this household with a 4-year-old all day long, I be wanting grown-up conversation. Or me just doing something where the focus is not about anybody but me. That is amazing because all I can think about is I don't got to be mommy right now. I can go do something that Lulu likes, and even though the gym is something that's still kind of me time, that's still like a me time moment. But it's still something about me. When I'm at the gym, nothing. I don't think about my daughter's school. Sometimes I do. It depends. If I go to the, if like the co-parenting part, sometimes when my daughter's been out of school and it's been like when she was on winter break and so she was out of school and she was here. And so when her father would come past to see her, he would call and be like, "Do you want to go to the gym?" Because he knows that that's for me. And so I'd be like, well, yeah, I want to come. So when he's here and I'm at the gym, I don't got to worry about her school calling. I don't have to worry about any of that. I just get the opportunity to go exercise, sweat, enjoy what's in my ears, look at the TVs if I want to look at it. And so that is my release. That is my time. I mean, that is the time for me. That is called my me time. I was looking at this. It says use this as a time, to refresh, to reflect, to woosah. It's needed. It's the most important needed time for you. That's why I said if you are co-parenting or you have been struggling with co-parenting, allow the other parent to be a part of this because that is also a way that you get help. When you allow the other parent to take the responsibility just like you have it, because having a child is not a one person responsibility. I'm like, yes, our bodies are used as women to develop this beautiful baby. And when the baby gets here, sometimes women, we still feel like we have the full responsibility. And I think that's just because we are nurturers. And it's because that we feel like our kids are safest with us. Even if you and the father or your husband are together, still there's something about that bond that we have. But we have to learn to allow the other parent to be a parent too. So if you are a parent who is making it hard for the other parent to be a part of your child's life, stop, grow up, let that go, and see the importance of why you need it. It's about you. It's your time to yourself. It's your time to recharge. It's your time to just fall back in love with yourself. Get that much needed you time. I'm trying to tell you, you need it. And that's the way that I get help. Look, I went back to the third one. The fourth one is when I get an opportunity to just co-parent or have a me time. And the last thing that I want to do, and I said I only want to stay on one page, but I didn't. My fifth and final thing that I do is I talk to somebody that I trust. Me and my sister, I'm trying to tell you, if you really want help in your life, you have got to be an open book. You have got to learn to be vulnerable. You have got to learn that everything, and there's that one person out here that everything that you say, that they are not going to judge you on it. And it's not that you trust anybody with you, because you can't just throw your pearls before swine. And what I mean by that is that when you have things that you're dealing with and struggles that you have that's important, you don't want somebody that doesn't have the heart for you, or who doesn't have your best interest, or who's not going to be able to sew back words and encourage you and build you up and challenge you and to sometimes show you. Because when you have that person in your life and you're struggling and you're dealing with certain things, and you know that you need help and you cannot figure it out on your own, that person is a person that is sent. You can say, Lord, please send me or show me this person in my life that you have reserved for me, that can take my good, my bad, and my ugly, that is not going to judge me, that's going to look at me with the same heart that you look at. And even if they say something, help me to receive it and to be open to it, because you need what they're saying into their life. And it's not a one sided conversation, it's not a one sided relationship. It's an open relationship, because not only do you need them, that person needs you. They need what you have to say. Me and my sister sow into each other's lives. Do we like everything we say to each other? No. Do we agree and disagree? Yes. But guess what? We love each other. Do I talk to her? We used to talk every night on the phone. And sometimes we vent, sometimes we talk, sometimes we just call and check on each other. And as parents, we are so protective of our kids. We don't want nobody to know or say anything wrong with our kids. But when you have a person that is in your life and they love you, just be open. Be open to receive the things they're going to say, and be open for them, and just pray that they're open to receive the things you're going to say. And it takes a time for you. I'm not saying you just start just telling them all everything. You have to, even in your relationship, you have to get to that foundation where, or that trust that you've built, that you feel confident that this person can handle you, because somebody got to be able to handle me. Let me tell you something. I'm not a mean person. Nobody's mean, but when it comes to certain things in my life, I'm protective of my heart. I'm protective of that, and I have a wall that's been built that is now starting to be chipped away. But it took some time for me and her relationship to get like that. It wasn't overnight, like, okay, well, God sent you, so let me just talk to you. I had to be fully persuaded. I had to know that this was a safe place for me. So I just want you all to think about that. I mean, think about that. Like I said, the ways that helps me, prayer is important. That's mine. My second one, I got my notes. My second one was my mother's group. Seek out a group or just something where you can be a part. And sometimes when you join a group, don't just jump in and talk. Sit back and pay attention. And then you'll know if this is the right group for you. You'll start feeling or seeing if this group has a heart, or are they just trying to impose how they want to parent on you. No, you are smart. You just be like, you know what, this might not be for me. Let me try another group. The third way is exercise. Find a way to release what you do. If you like swimming, go swim. If you like to dance, YouTube is a big. If you don't want to go to the gym, I'm a gym person. I like the gym. YouTube has so many different things you can do, from Zumba to kickboxing. If you just want to sit there, do stretches, yoga, utilize social media. That's an awesome way for you to get help, just to release. Also, if you need something else, hold on for 1 second. All right, guys, I am back. I had to pause for a minute, and so I kind of lost my train of thought as to where I was. And I know I was kind of just finishing up, just talking about I may have been talking about just the exercise and just release, or I may have been talking about the co-parenting, or just the me time and things like that. And if I'm just totally in left field, forgive me because I had a phone call. Now, you have a phone call and sometimes you see why. And this is why for me, and I got to be transparent. My daughter has some issues going on at school right now. And so I had to get off of this to get on the pause and pause the video to address or talk to our teachers. And that's why my train of thought is all over the place, because this is a situation where, as a parent, you know how you just feel like it's something more that's dumped on your plate. And this is why, when me talking about it's okay to ask for help, or me sharing the ways that I get help, is because I'm not trying to let it ruin my Friday, because I want it to stay fabulous. Because I am, but it's just that this is a reminder to me why I have to reach out to people. Because if I don't, I'm just going to handle things my way. And when I feel like, um, when I get frustrated or I feel like it's something else that I have to tend to or deal with, and it makes me see red and I just feel like I'm getting angry about stuff, I have to vent. I have to talk and I have to think about what and which one of my own steps that I use for myself to even pull on, because I'm like, do I want to talk to somebody? Do I want to, just it's so many things that swirls around in my head. And I have to be honest to say, to me, just after having that conversation, that I do have to really think about which direction to go in for my help, because I need it. But anyway, I just want to remind us that it's okay to ask for help. And I pray that just this list of things that I talked about, just from praying to the finding a group that works for you, from the exercise that gives you your release, from the co-parenting, having that me time, that time to reflect, to refresh, to kind of just, start your day off fresh. Because when you do have that me time and you're able to reflect and refresh, and you feel so much more vibrant, you feel so much full, so much more fulfilled, and you're just able to just focus on everything. So it kind of clears your head. It kind of puts you on a path where you don't seem as overwhelmed about the things that you deal with. This is why it's okay to ask for help. This is why it's okay to explore ways that you can get help and receive help and want help. And then the last one is make sure you find that person. I think that's why I was talking about the person that you trust, the person who is going to have your heart, the person who's going to have a heart for you, that's going to be there for you, that's going to be able to sow back into your life and to, just give you what you need. Just like you give them what they need, because, like I said previously, sometimes when you find that person, they don't know that you're going to put more, not more, you're going to give them the same thing that they're giving you, which is help. Okay, so before I say my favorite line that ends every video, my favorite couple of lines, what I am going to do is, with this particular video, I am going to include the little things that I do that helps me, or the ways that I reach out and get help for me when I need it. I'm going to include that in this video, so that even if you need to look at it, or you need to write it down, or just rewind it and see the ways that I get help for me. And if that can assist you and help you in any way, please feel free to do it. And if you have other ways, or if it's something that I missed that you can share in the comments of ways that you get help and things like that, don't be afraid to share it. I would like to hear your comments. I want to know how you've reached out to get help, or if this video or the first video has been helpful to you. Just share your comments. And of course, look, the video is almost 37, 40 minutes. And I said it was going to be 20. But anyway, I just want you all to have such an awesome Friday. And I want you to know that it's okay, that if you are struggling, do not suffer in silence. Remember that it is okay to ask for help. It doesn't make you feel like you've lost control. It doesn't make you seem like you don't know what you're doing, you're not a good parent, that you are struggling, because if you don't get help, and you are going to have a whole different type of experience that you don't need. Nobody needs to erupt. And I say a volcano because a volcano stays dormant for a long time. It can be years, but then it comes that time when the volcano, it erupts. And when a volcano finishes, after it has erupted, everything that is left after that is left desolate. It destroys everything in its path. And as a parent, I liken us to volcanoes, because the more and more we lie dormant, the more and more we stay silent, because volcanoes are silent. And then when they erupt, everybody knows they've erupted, and everybody feels the impact. So I want y'all to think about that. I want you to consider really reaching out when you need it. Because, guys, we are in this together. We are in this together. And I want you to always know that. And that, never be afraid, never be ashamed. Don't think that you're going to be judged. Do what you need to do that's best for you. Because you matter. How you feel matters, what you deal with matters, and nothing is too minute. Nothing, even if it's the smallest thing you need help with, open your mouth. Don't stay quiet. And with that being said, you all stay fabulous and always know that you're fabulous. And I thank you all for supporting me and for just listening to me. And with that being said, you fabulous people, I will chat with you later. Be blessed.